You are now tuned in to Go Time Dolphins with Charlie Touche and Kadeem Simmons, the Miami Dolphins podcast that's for the fans and by the fans.
Gotta make them lose their mind when it's your time. And it's show time. Going all out when it's go time. I ain't wasting no time. Gotta make them lose their mind when it's show time. Cause it's your time. Lay it on the line when it's go time. Don't waste no time.
Returning Go Time Dolphin fans, what's up? New Go Time Dolphin fans, people who are just joining, welcome. If you are returning / old, do not change the channel, do not refresh the video. It is just me. I'm hoping that Charlie can join us, but Charlie is currently at the airport on his way to London. So the next time you see Charlie, he'll be in London. We'll be together for the first time since we played the Jags. So looking forward to that. Welcome to everyone in the comments. Shout out to Tim. He said, let's go. Swept those Pats onto Germany. Hashtag fins up. Shout out to Moya TV. He says, yo, Go Time was good, everyone. Fins up all day and tomorrow. Bump New Cheatland. So yeah, if you have any comments, any questions, it's just me. I could be here for 5 minutes. I'll be here for longer than 5 minutes, but I have no idea how long I will be here for. I will talk for as long as possible, answer any comments, questions, all that kind of stuff. But solo episodes are completely different to when you have someone to bounce ideas off, comments, arguments, all that kind of stuff. Moya asked, Kadeem, you're going to have to get your victory visor. I've got the victory bear head. That's not really my thing. But yeah, I need some kind of victory thing, I guess. As there is no Charlie, it is left up to me to do the intro. I am hopefully going to do it in one take. Hopefully I will not mess it up, but I know Charlie will be listening to this after, laughing if I do. So, it's Go Time Dolphins, the Miami Dolphins podcast that goes not only across the pond, but across the world. I am the co-host, Kadeem Simmons. There is no Charlie Touche. It's always for the fans and by the fans. Your favorite podcast. I think I got it. I think I nailed it. I think it went absolutely perfect. And anyone who disagrees, I disagree. You are wrong. The Dolphins return is the right word. The Dolphins bounced back from the 31-17 defeat to the Philadelphia Eagles on Sunday Night Football to beat the New England Patriots 31-17. That means we head into Germany 6-2. I believe we will head into the bye week after first place in the AFC East, regardless of what happens in Germany. But it also means that not only is Tua once again undefeated or remains undefeated against Bill Belichick and the Patriots, but we have once again swept the Patriots. Shout out to Hannah Montana sitting behind me. She said you could have your wife as your co-host. She did watch the game. How much of it she actually watched, who knows? So thanks, but no thanks. And you can hear me as I say that. Tim Cower says, wow, you got this, Cad. Thank you. And Moya TV says, nailed it. I appreciate it. So yeah, I guess people are here for my thoughts and feelings towards the Dolphins Patriots win. And Charlie, the plan was to have him join via video call at the airport. But I think I might have missed him. Also, my glasses are filthy. That is the one thing I can realize, or I can notice right now, that my glasses are absolutely filthy. So bear with me as I clean them. I don't want to see that reflection in it. But no, shout out to IMAX. He says, what's up, Go Time, Dolphins, Kadeem, and Charlie /chat. I am good. As you can see, I'm doing a solo episode. Haven't done a solo episode since the Dolphins were last in London and Charlie came down with COVID. But no, it's fun. So my thoughts on the Dolphins Patriots game. Started off, it was great to see Jalen Ramsey start. Absolutely brilliant. Loved it. Shout out to Drake. He said big man solo. I appreciate it. But yeah, Jalen Ramsey started. Jalen Ramsey looked like he hadn't missed a single. Like he looked like he hadn't been injured. It was brilliant. I think he was targeted 3 times, allowed 1 catch, and obviously had that 1 interception. I do believe that once the Dolphins are able to get Xavier Howard and Jalen Ramsey on the boundaries and Kader Kohu in the slot, not to mention friend of the podcast, Javon Holland, back at safety, I think we'll start to see a lot more what Vic Fangio wants to run. I think the interception that Jalen Ramsey had on McCorkle Jones, as Charlie likes to call him, was just typical Jalen Ramsey. Completely baited him into that throw, and he picked it off. It would have been amazing if we got a pick 6 off it, but just got settled for the interception. Tim says his entrance was awesome. It really was. And then Moya TV shouting out IMAX in the comments as well. So yeah, that's my one take on Jalen Ramsey. I'll take to the defensive side of the ball. They gave up 17 points, but 10 of those points were off turnovers, a touchdown, and obviously a field goal. I think they had another really good game. Shout out to Bradley Chubb. He came up with a sack. Let me quickly get the stats because I want to say Wilkins had himself a sack as well. Be interesting to see who else finished with a sack. Dolphins, Patriots. So I'm quickly looking at Google right now. Player stats, Dolphins, defense. Jalen Phillips had himself a sack. Yeah, Wilkins had a sack. Chubb had a sack. And that's it. So yeah, 3 sacks in the day. And it could have been more. The Patriots basically replicated what they done against the Bills in their victory the previous week. A lot of quick throws, a lot of trying to, stop the defense from getting too set. The touchdown to Kendrick Bourne, they've got to watch it back from the All-22 and see what went wrong. Like Kendrick Bourne had way too much time and space. But listen, to give up 17 points, like I said, 10 points off turnovers is another good week, in my opinion. Tim Cavo says was only just over 200 yards given up in total. 88 or so came in that last scoring drive, so the game. Yeah, and then Moya adds, is just me or did the ref? They look like the refs were cheating in our favor. I think there was a few questionable calls against the Patriots. I think people look at there's the one before the Cedric Wharton touchdown. Where's a defensive pass interference call on Tyreek Hill. It's a bit soft. But then I also think there was a call that they missed. I think on the next play or something like that, or maybe a play prior where Tua goes to Tyreek Hill in like a fade route, and the defender never turns his head. Just defending Tyreek Hill, looking at Tyreek Hill directly, doesn't turn his head. I think that was defensive pass interference, wasn't given. But I don't remember sitting there thinking, okay, this is like the refs were biased to either side. I think in my house I just lost. I'm still here, aren't I? Apparently lost power in my house, but internet's still good. And everything's just a lie. So hopefully I don't lose power totally. If so, I will restart a stream and get going. Yes, there was a play which the Dolphins, I think they called a play against the Dolphins, and then it was like I feel like a first down call or something like that. They called it against Dolphins, no first down, whatever, and then they picked it up and was like, yeah, first down Dolphins. So brilliant. Oh, I'm losing power. Right, I might be able to stay here too long because I might lose power at some point. So I'll transition to the offensive side of the ball. That Dolphins Tua interception, not the worst of his career. Probably good play and baiting from Carl Duggar, I think it was. Let me double check as well. Let's get these facts correct. Let me know in the comments if it was Carl Duggar got the interception. That's a sack. He was Kyle Dagger. Obviously, shout out to friend of the podcast, Robert Hunt. He picked up a hamstring injury. Mike McDaniel was since confirmed that day to day. Hopefully, he's fit and available for Germany. But I think if you look at the offensive line that finished the game with like Liam Eichenberg at center and Kendall Lahm at left tackle. No, not Kendall Lahm. I think Kendall Lahm might have come out. Someone else came in for at left tackle for Kendall Lahm, and then that I think it was Robert Jones at left guard. Whoever finished the game at right guard. A lot of change on the offensive line, and yet they managed to once again keep Tua relatively clean. Give him enough time to maneuver in the pocket, make the throw. That first touchdown pass to Tyreek Hill was just what the Dolphins have been doing all season. You can't defend that. Tua turns his back, turns around. Tyreek Hill's gone like a 40, 50-yard pass, touchdown. Absolute brilliant response from the interception, and that ties the game 7-7. There's a catch. There's like I think it's like 4th and 4, a back shoulder throw to Jalen Waddle. Chef's kiss. Absolutely beautiful. You can't defend that. There were some throws in that game where both Tua and his receivers just on the page. They've been on the page all season. Absolutely brilliant to see. And the Patriots eventually just couldn't hang with the Dolphins. I don't think we played down to the Patriots. I think we could have gone up another gear if possible. But again, of the 17 points, 10 came from essentially us giving the ball in. Like at the start of the second half, that the botched handover from Tua to Raheem Mostert is something they do like 30 times a game to different players. And the fact that you start the second half to do that is just like, oh, great. That's so demoralizing. And I reckon Dolphins teams of yesteryear would have kind of crumbled and folded. That wasn't the case. Same way Dolphins teams of yesteryear, when the Patriots towards the end of the game drive down the field, get that touchdown, I think to make it a 1-score game, and the Dolphins just go, it's cool, we got you. Touchdown to Waddle. Tim Cowell says, "What a touchdown was so beautiful. The two DBs stood next to Hill, pointing at each other to who should have covered him. Loved it." That's the thing with this Dolphins defense. So Dolphins offense. It's a pick your poison offense. Even though the run game didn't really get going yesterday being Sunday, obviously, you can see it's what Raheem Mostert 13 carries for 46 yards, Jeff Wilson Jr. 5 carries for 23, Savon Ahmed 2 carries for 1. But the run game didn't get going. Still put up 31 points. Touchdowns, so obviously Jalen Waddle, Tyreek Hill, Cedric Wilson on his one reception all game. 1 reception, 1 yard, 1 touchdown. Brilliant. The way the Dolphins and Tua distributed the ball across the wide receivers, Jalen Waddle had 7 receptions for 121 yards, 1 touchdown. Hill had 8 receptions for 112 yards, 1 touchdown. But Durham Smythe, 3 receptions, 28 yards. Savon Ahmed, 4 receptions, 16 yards. Chase Claypool, 1 reception for 15 yards. Jeff Wilson Jr., 2 receptions for 14 yards. Braxton Barrios, Alec Kinko, Julian Hill. People got targeted. So yeah, even though Charlie's not here, it would not be worth, or it should be worth mentioning that the easy money pick of the week was Tua over 1.5 touchdowns. Nailed it once again. If that line, as far as I'm aware, if it's 1.5 touchdowns, you have to take it. Tim Cowell said Keon Smith, I think came in. I think it was Keon Smith. I think he's the one that came in at left tackle. Don't know came in at right guard, but again, I would have to watch that back. And yeah, Drake, he says Tim Cowell, the cheater effect. It's you can't stop it. What else is there to talk about? Teron Armstead. Teron Armstead is flying to Germany. So the Dolphins fly out, I think it's on Tuesday. And Teron Armstead will be on that plane. He is in contention to play this week. We're very interested to see what the Dolphins do. Whether they do start him at left tackle. You got a bye week next week, so any lasting effects of any niggling injuries, you get an extra week to having rest and recover. But there's also an element of the season isn't won and lost in Germany. Give them an extra week to rest. It could just depend on who else is available. If friend of the podcast Robert can't go, then you're probably more likely to start on Armstead because you can bring back in the starter, all that kind of stuff. But we shall see. Shout out to Chris Barella. He says victory Monday was good. Kadeem and chat always feels good to sweep the Patriots, especially the last few years. And shout out to the people who said that the Dolphins schedule was a cupcake schedule and all that kind of stuff. You see a lot of it on social media. The Patriots beat the Buffalo Bills, who beat us, but then we have swept the Patriots. And the Denver Broncos, who we put up 70 on, just beat the 6-1 Kansas City Chiefs. So the Dolphins are beating these teams who other teams are struggling against. Like the New York Jets needed an overtime field goal win to beat the New York Giants, who we handled very easily. The Dolphins are doing what they need to do. Obviously, myself and Charlie will talk about the Chiefs game coming up on Sunday, but for the most part, the Dolphins once again showed on Sunday, without really having to do too much, that they deserve to be 6-2. Now it's about, beating the Chiefs, beating Buffalo, all that kind of stuff. But it will come. I'm confident that it will come. Lovely. So, yeah, I think a lot of it is just, it's a confidence thing. It really is. As Tim Carroll rightfully points out, yes, but Mahomes had flu. It's no Swifty there. That doesn't count. I thought Swift was at the game. I feel like I saw a lot of Taylor Swift. Could just be me. I feel like she's everywhere at the moment. But I feel like Taylor Swift was at the game. Who knows? But this isn't Go Time Taylor Swift or Go Time Chiefs. It's a Go Time Dolphins. If you haven't already, leave a like on the video. Subscribe to the channel. It really helps us out as we push towards 2,000 YouTube subscribers. Comment on the video if you're watching this after. If you've stayed for this long and it's just me, I greatly appreciate you. I would appreciate you even more if you followed us on all our social media: LinkedIn, Twitter, X, Facebook, MySpace, High Five, Bebo, Plenty of Fish, Tinder, Hinge, Bumble, Match.com. If there's a website, praise and speak about Go Time Dolphins. Not to mention, if you're feeling extra generous, go give us a, subscription on Patreon. Patreon.com/Go Time Dolphins. Lee, hello. For those who, like I said, are just joining us, Charlie Touche is on his way to London. We've got some things planned while he is here, and then he's flying over to Germany. I will be in Germany as well. Let me know in the comments who is planning on attending the Germany game or flying to Germany in general. I haven't got my ticket yet, but what I do have is a place to sleep and a way to get there. So thank you very much. And thank you to Hannah Montana for all the help in getting that done. Hannah, do not... Cool. Thank you very much. Anyway, as Charlie will say, the patrons. What did you say? Patrons? Patreons. Yeah. Either way, is we're doing a podcast about Charlie. I don't recommend doing a solo podcast, and never for me, but is what it is. My other thoughts and feelings of that Dolphins game. The run game. Obviously, we were missing. Also, shout out to a friend of the podcast, Austin Jackson. 48 snaps at right tackle, I believe it was. Gave up 0 pressures, 0 sacks. Having himself a brilliant season. The Dolphins are going to have a lot to discuss. Do you know what? Let's do so I will do one game. I want to do some trade stuff, but I might leave that for bonus time. So let's talk about the run game. The last 2 weeks it hasn't really got going. I don't know if that is a factor of the offensive line issues, like Liam Eichenberg at centre. Will be very interesting to see what it's like with Connor Williams back in the fold, who was active on Sunday but also didn't play. Yeah, very interesting to see if the return of Connor Williams can get this run game going. The only thing that's changed, in terms of personnel, is no Devon Achan. Obviously, he must have been the lead back. Tim Carroll says Wilson showed some signs of life, and he did. To be fair, there's quite a few of the jets and motions that just got blown up in the backfield. They had absolutely no chance of going anywhere. I remember there was one in particular where Jalen Waddle just didn't get his block on the edge, but yeah. Lee says Connor Williams is vital to the run game. He's brilliant, and he is. So hopefully his return. But then I also think Connor Williams didn't play against the Panthers, I think, and the run game. To be fair, it's just the Panthers. I thought the run game was solid against the Panthers. So again, we'll see. We're gonna need a run game against the Chiefs. You want to be as balanced as possible, and a run game definitely helps with that. But yeah, Chris says rumored that the Browns have called up Ogba that would free up some cap space for a big move. I will address that and any other stuff in bonus time. League says also Eagles and Pats hard to run on. And yeah, I guess I will agree to that. I said to Yehudi in the obviously I watched the game in the Hippodrome that the Patriots defensive line had a really good game against the Buffalo Bills, and they did make it difficult to run on. But at the same time, you are going to play teams going forward who will have a stout defensive line. You've got to kind of do something. I think Devon Achan just burst through the defensive line, makes it so difficult to stop. But at the same time, if you aren't really getting much push, it might be very difficult to get to second level, let alone the first. He says, Moya says, pretty sure I saw something a couple of weeks ago. I had Williams back second at center. It might be PFF. But again, it's whether you believe in PFF or not, or how much stock you put into PFF rankings and gradings. But I know for a fact that Williams definitely like one of the top graded centers according to PFF, which again goes to what do the Dolphins do at center? Do they resign Connor Williams? Do they let him walk in free agency? If you do that, like who do you bring in? Do you want to bring? Well, I guess you've talked about Super Bowl window open to some degree. Do you want to bring in a rookie center and ask him to, get that connection with Tua? That being said, there's still snap issues with Connor Williams, so maybe a rookie center. Again, who knows? But yeah, Dolphins, Patriots. Yeah, Dolphins are 6-2, lead the AFC East. Let me see the AFC East rankings as it currently stands. Haven't done this quite a while, to be fair. We are 6-2. The Bills are 5-3. The Paper Planes are 4-3, and the Patriots are 2-6. So, worst case scenario, we lose against the Chiefs, and the Bills win this weekend. Then I think they would go top of the AFC East because they beat us. And the Paper Planes sitting at 4-3 just stinks because they should have lost to the Giants 100%. But is what it is. They did what they had to do. They got the dub, and any given Sunday, all that nonsense. Us heading into the bye, with the still top of the AFC East, with the games we have after would be absolutely brilliant. Lee Connolly says, ignore the position of season, go get a center. I know if Charlie Touche was here, he would remind everyone that Alama Uluwave is on the practice squad at the very least. And maybe that is a plan. And I say that maybe that is a plan. Maybe the plan is to have him sit and develop this year on the practice squad. Hopefully no one nabs him, or tries to nab him. And that year of sitting and learning in a similar way to friend of the podcast, Miles Gaskin, sat and learn, and then able to come in next year. So maybe that is the plan. Obviously, we know, or we don't know as much as the coaching staff, all that kind of stuff, but they know what they see in training on a day in, day out basis. But it will be interesting. And Tim, yeah, Battle of New York was terrible. Both seem to say you have it. No, you hear it was awful. was surrounded by Jets fans at the Hippodrome who were kind of like just complaining. They were whining so much. It's like, you are a bad team. You're a bad team that's getting carried by your good defense. And even your good defense is only good because you play. No, that's harsh. The Giants were down to the first string quarterback. They kind of beat him up. But they were, at one point in the game, they were losing 10-7. And the Giants had -8 passing yards. How are you losing the game in which opposition have -8? Scary. Absolutely scary. But it can never be me. It can never be my team. As yeah, we overcome the Patriots 31-17. If you heard that sneeze, that was Hannah Montana. That was really loud. I feel like I really should start jotting down what I predict in terms of predictions, if that even made any sense, because I feel like I had quite close to the score. Chris Barella says Giants threw three screenplays in a row in overtime. Just terrible. It's like they went nowhere. But it's also, you got a first string quarterback who you don't trust to do anything other than throw screens, and the run game was getting bottled up. So stupid, so stupid. As both Tim and Moya say, "Bless you, Hannah."
Huh?
Bless you.
Thanks.
She said thanks really loudly. Yeah, such half an hour in. Not too bad. Not too bad at all. I'm going to have a very, very quick look at Twitter to see what else Mike McDaniel said today, to see if there's anything that's really pressing. Hope everyone is doing well today. That's really big. Hope everyone is enjoying Victory Monday. I apologize for not having a victory vibes or anything of that sort. But as I said, Charlie could well be on his way to London. And yeah, it could be great to see him in person. I haven't seen him since. Yeah, it was before the Dolphins lost to the Jacksonville Jaguars in London a couple of years ago. I'm not seeing too much in terms of Dolphins stuff on my timeline. Just in the Jalen Ramsey interception, so good to have him back, so good, and it's kind of Murray stuff. Yep, nothing interesting of note. Make sure I haven't missed any comments as I've been looking. No. Oh, shout out to Liz. Liz said, "Good fin flipping win. Yes, now to stomp on the Chiefs. Let's freaking go." I totally agree. And then Lee says, "Let this sink in. We could have 4 Pro Bowl players come back for the Chiefs game." Teron Armstead, friend of the podcast, Javon Holland, Xavier Howard, and who am I missing? Lee, let me know who I am missing. Rob says, "Hola, guys." No, hola, guys. Even I got it messed up. Hola, guys. Late to the party. Any trade news? I'm going to do some trade stuff in bonus time. Connor Williams. Thank you very much, Rob. So, yeah, Lee via Connor. Connor Williams, friend of the podcast, Javon Holland, Xavier Howard, and Teron Armstead. And again, that will make a massive, massive, massive difference to the Dolphins Chiefs game. There's a I'll break down the rest of the week for Go Time Dolphins. I don't think there'll be a Friday episode in terms of preview. So the preview might be on Wednesday, but the preview will not be live. Or the next episode, I probably doubt will be live. Make sure you are subscribed to the YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, all that kind of stuff. So you know when the next Go Time Dolphins content is going out. Make sure you're liking and commenting on the shorts. If you haven't already, generally go give us a follow on TikTok. I know everyone's on TikTok. Spoiler alert, I'm not. But I know everyone else is. So, yeah, if you haven't already, follow us on TikTok. It means a lot. Comment, get involved. Let's try and push Go Time Dolphins as far and wide as possible. Heading into Christmas, if we get to 2,000 subs, that would be amazing. If we get to 2,000 subs before Christmas, I will do a Christmas giveaway. Don't know what it is, but we'll find out. So there you go. I said it. You guys have the proof. I can't take it back. Rob says huge. Even if we get 2 back, it's massive. I think I'm going to head into bonus time. For anyone who joins semi late, those who are here at the beginning all know and heard me get the intro spot on. I have a feeling I'm going to mess up the outro, but we will get there when we get there. As Liz says, the vibe in Germany is going to be insane. The vibe in Germany is going to be insane. Hope our across the pond Dolphins show up and support our colours. 100% we will, because I know I will. Bear with me, I was trying to work out what the outro is. For Kadeem Simmons, I'm Charlie Touche. Thank you for tuning in this time. Make sure you catch us next time on Go Time already. That would have been it if Charlie said it. So I know that, but can I nail it by myself? I'll give this a go. Make sure you head in. Make sure you stay with us heading into bonus time. I'm your co-host Kadeem Simmons. There is no Charlie Touche here. Have a safe flight to London. I shall see you soon. But thanks for tuning in this time. Make sure you catch us next time on Go Time. Already. I like that. I would take that as a victory. See you in bonus time.
You are now tuned in to Go Time Dolphins.
That's the intro. I got the outro correct, but I played the intro after. I can't do it by myself. Charlie, do not laugh. Don't come at me in the comments. I apologize. Here is the outro.
Gotta make them lose their mind when it's your time. And it's showtime. Going all out when it's go time. I ain't wasting no time. Gotta make them lose their mind when it's showtime. Cause it's your time. Lay it on the line when it's go time. Don't waste no time. Gotta make them lose their mind when it's your time. And it's showtime. Going all out when it's go time. I ain't wasting no time.
I know I probably missed you, Moya, but take care. Says I got to run. Everybody stay safe. Fins up all day and tomorrow. Of course, I missed stay positive, test negative. That's the one thing I missed. In my defense, over the past few months, I've been focusing on making sure I've got the outro video ready. And as you can tell, because I wasn't focused on that, I got the intro video. That's on me. But I would take a 1 out of 2. I got the I know the intro 100%. Didn't know the outro. As Liz says, after a small flub, you nailed it. Before we delve into any trade talk, rumors, all that kind of stuff, let me know in the comments who will be there in Germany. I would love to meet as many of you as possible. I know that there will be obviously me, Charlie, LB, but I think Sherrod Steve is out there. 5 Yard Lee's there. There's a few of the UK Dolphins WhatsApp people going. So if you're in Germany, let me know in the comments. And yeah, we can have like a Go Time Dolphins /Dolphins meet up. Charlie says, Charlie. Chris says, over/under, or Charlie's going to say something about the outro with 5 seconds of seeing you. Nah, because I'm inviting him over for food, so he won't do that. On the podcast, he'll bring up 100%. But I reckon he'll say it when we get to the outro. He'll be like, watch how it's done. Like, that's what I think he will do. So, trade talk. Shout out to... Where's it gone? To Chris. Rumored that the Browns have called about Ogba. That would free up some cap space for a big move. Would I trade Emmanuel Ogba? I think Ogba is someone the Dolphins could probably... Right, so I think there has to be a plan. If you are going to go and get someone, in my opinion, offensive line help, I think that can be done without moving Emmanuel Ogba. I think, correct me if I'm wrong, I think the Dolphins will have enough cap space to bring in offensive line help. If the Dolphins are going to make a trade Ogba to make a major move on the offensive line, what position is it going to be? It won't be left tackle. They're already paying too much. They're already paying to run Armstead. I don't think it will be left guard because Isaiah Wynn has had a good season prior to his injury, and the replacements have been adequate and probably better than adequate. It won't be at centre because Connor Williams hasn't gone down in the season and an injury, and I guess you could argue you bring in a centre and then move Liam Eichenberg to left guard, but you assume Connor Williams will be fine for the rest of the season. It won't be right guard because Robert Hunt, friend of the podcast, Robert Hunt should return, could return this week. Like he should have missed too much time. And then it won't be right tackle because friend of the podcast, Austin Jackson, hasn't done anything to deserve being demoted. Yes, you can argue it's also about planning for next year and don't let, good players, the guys you got at the moment, from getting a great player. I don't think it's going to be at offensive line. The Dolphins aren't going to bring in another wide receiver. Do they bring in a running back? That to me probably screams a position you're going to make a big move for. But even then, Jeff Wilson Jr. just returned. They clearly like Raheem Mostert. Clearly, Devon Achane is a future at running back. And same as Devon Ahmed. And you might even get Chris Brooks back off IR. So, and also what running backs would you get? Derrick Henry isn't going nowhere. At the moment, you're not going to go get Dalvin Cook. You don't need to move Emmanuel Ogba to bring in Dalvin Cook. On the defensive side of the ball, do you go get yourself a linebacker? Channing Tindall isn't going to play much this season, if at all. Do you try and get yourself some linebacker help to get the true linebacker that Vic Fangio wants? But again, who's that going to be, and where you're going to get him from? Let me know in the comments if you know of any. Okay, so I missed a few comments. So Lee says, please interior defensive line depth. I think that could be it. Do you get, extra more depth at, defensive line? Both Lee and Chris say left guard. And then Lee says, how injured is Win? Win's on IR, but I think they expect him to come back this season. I think even if Win doesn't return this season, do you not just move Liam Eichenberg to left guard or, Robert Jones or even Keon Smith? I feel like they haven't. Okay. Yes, there's an argument to be made that. Okay, so Tim says Win out for the season, possibly at left guard, I'd say. If they reckon Win's going to be out for the season, then I probably would say left guard is the position that you go and get help with. Especially if Connor Williams is going to be dealing with a groin injury for the rest of the season, potentially. So you need to make sure that, Liam Eichenberg is available for center and not left guard. Charlie would say, well, just call up Ilama Uluwave, play him center regardless, and play Liam Eichenberg at left guard, but that doesn't seem to be the plan at the moment, so he says, so as I keep burping, left guard is definitely the shout. Lee says, Liam at left guard, no thank you. Liz says, Ogba is not playing that good, what happened? I think it's just a matter. I think some people will say he got the bag and then just stopped trying. I think the injury didn't help, and then he's come back and seen, essentially Jalen Phillips, Bradley Chubb, and Andrew Van Ginkel just, taking the majority of snaps and playing really, really well. That could be it. And I think Ogba's the one, if he doesn't get traded on deadline day, which is basically tomorrow, that's tomorrow. If he doesn't get traded then I can't see him being here next season. He's one of the prime candidates to be cut, save some money. Tim says, a nose tackle, true run stuff is the one I people think we need. I think that's probably the case. Depending on who we bring in at nose tackle, some could say it's a Raekwon Davis replacement because you're probably not going to bring him back next season anyway. You've paid Zach Sealer, but I think bringing in a nose tackle probably signals the end of Christian Wilkins if it hasn't already. Everyone knows here, or everyone, returning / long-term listeners of Go Time Dolphins know I would extend Christian Wilkins. Probably not the money that he wants, but I think he deserves to spend the rest of his career in Miami at the moment. Anyway, Lee agrees with Tim being nose tackle slash true one stuffer, and then Chris says Eichenberg doesn't need to be anywhere on the line if they can help it. I think what I will say about Liam Eichenberg is that he's playing a position he hasn't played before. I don't think he's ever played center prior to, this season, or at least this summer. Shout out to Digging Trenches. Long time no speak. How are you? Hope you are well. Hope you are doing well. Let me know if you're in Germany this weekend. JML said, what's up, fellas? Popping in. We'll have to watch tomorrow. Have a great show. Thank you, JML, for popping in. Thank you for the comment. Hope you enjoyed me talking to myself, essentially. Or I'm talking to myself, but I've got you guys with me, so I appreciate that. I'm not really talking to myself. Appreciate that. So enjoy the watch. Liz says, he's so disappointed. Well, if he doesn't want to be here, trade him. Easy come, easy go. Bye, Ogba. I think Ogba probably wants to be in Miami because it's a chance of winning the ring. He's not winning the ring in. It's very unlikely he wins a ring in Cleveland this season. But it could just be a playing time thing. It's like, I want more playing time. I want to be a starter. And he probably has a better chance of doing that opposite Myles Garrett in Cleveland. So, yeah. Where was I? Yeah, left guard, Liam Eichenberg. Liam Eichenberg at center. I personally am cutting in some slack because, like I said, this is a new position for him. It was new to Connor Williams last year, but I think Connor Williams has some prior experience at center. I don't think Liam Eichenberg has had any. I don't think it was horrible loss. I don't think it was horrible yesterday. I do think it's a matter. So I'll take my chains off. I do think the 4 games he's played, Bills, Eagles, Panthers, and Patriots were 2-2, and against, I guess, the better defensive lines, he struggled, but I don't think that's egregious to say. We kind of expected that. Digging in the trenches says, love to have a true zero tech, and I think, yeah, again, it's who. The Falcons obviously lost Grady Jarrett, nose tackle, for the rest of the season. They brought in someone. I know some people have said, well, go try and get Aaron Donald from the Rams to play nose tackle. Brandon Pilley, again, he's not a household name. He's a Miami Dolphins player they picked up in as an undrafted free agent. I think, realistically, I don't think the Dolphins bring in anyone. Chris says, I'll do this. Liz says, Eichenberg needs to be traded. I'm done being sympathetic to him. I need to try harder. Like, the guy's playing a new position. Like, I don't think, just my opinion anyway. I think that deserves a bit of slack. Like, to come in midway through the season and play center. Yes, you have snaps during the off season, but once it's live, it's completely different. Just don't get my quarterback hurt. Digging in the trenches says we should cut Croft, not playing anyway. Poach Jason Pope of the Jets practice squad. Someone said it earlier. I was like, didn't realize Tyler Croft was in Miami. I haven't really seen him, if at all. Chris Barella says, I'll be interested in bringing in Chase Young if the price goes right, of course. I think the issue with Chase Young is that he needs re-signing. So if you're going to bring him in, the chances are you're going to offer him a deal. What deal are you going to offer him? And will it not just be a replacement for Emmanuel Ogba? IMAX says, do we have anything to trade back for anyone? When you mean trade back, do you mean trade back in the first round? So then, but then also the Dolphins are probably going to pick late 20s. We hope the Dolphins pick 32. Unless you mean, do you have anyone to trade away in terms of players? Because I think the Dolphins have, if we're being honest, quite a few players. Raekwon David's probably not going to keep around next season. Could trade him away. We spoke about Emmanuel Ogba. We obviously know could trade away Jeff Wilson Jr. I wouldn't advise it, but you could trade away Cedric Wilson, although he's getting more targets more targets. Yeah, one reception, but he's featuring more and more in the offense. So who knows? Yeah, do you have any assets to trade? So yeah, like I just said, I think assets is doing a lot of heavy lifting there, but I'd say Wilson, Ogba, um, Wilson, Ogba, Jeff Wilson Jr., Emmanuel Ogba, Cedric Wilson Jr., and Raekwon Davis. Liz says, who was the guy that was just down there not tackling needs to be shaped or be shipped out if Hyde's tackled and tackle? I don't know who you're talking about. If anyone in the chat can help out, that'd be greatly appreciated. This is what I thought, Tim. So Tim says, is Wilson getting more targets to help to shop window him? I did think that. I also think the Dolphins want to do right by him. But then it's also, hey, the more the merrier. If you can feature Cedric Wilson, who'd probably be a fairly solid number 2 around most teams in the league. If you've got him as like your 4th or 5th receiver, there's nothing wrong with that. Like, do it. Go ahead. It's your super window. You want as many good players as possible. If it means you don't get a 4th for Cedric Wilson right now, and you get a 6th in the off season, you probably have a ring alongside it, so it's even better. And then digging in the trenches says also would cut Milton and add Xander Hovarth. Not disagreeing with you in any sense, by the way, but I think that's when fans look at a bunch of players who could be available. So yeah. Tim says Chosen doesn't block. Why he's not getting many chances? Claypool's overtaken him already. Shout out to all the people who said that Jay Claypool was going to be a cancer in the dressing room and be a problem. For the first few weeks, at the very least, we've heard nothing, and it looks like he's willing and ready to put in the hard work. I think even he knows that one of his last chances in the NFL. If it doesn't work in this Miami offense with the weapons that we have and the culture, not many people are going to want to take him. So, yeah. If the Eagles get Aaron Donald, oh my days, I would hate that so much. He says, I want Henry. I think the thing with Henry, I've seen a few people talk about him. A few people had this discussion with, fancy group chat with PFF's Tom Valentine. He was saying the issue a team like the Ravens would have in acquiring Derrick Henry is that he needs a lot of touch. He doesn't need a lot of touches to get going, but you want to give him a lot of touches. You want to essentially build your offense around Derrick Henry. The Dolphins don't need that. The Dolphins don't like. Listen, Derrick Henry would be an excellent addition. I'm not saying he wouldn't be, but for me, it's more a case of what you have to pay him and the type of. If you can get Derrick Henry for a good price, take him. I'm not saying do not take him. I just think that what the Titans will want is going to be too much, in my opinion, for the Dolphins to pay. Rob says, has the team ever traded for a punter in season before? Because ours this year was awful. Watching Thomas Morstead punt for the Jets yesterday, so many punts went down in the 5-10. I was like, this is beautiful. Hopefully the Dolphins don't have to punt too much. That is going to be an issue, but I'm not the biggest fan of him. But doesn't have to do much, so it is what it is. Tim says Claypool was pumped after getting his first catch, and yeah, he was. Like, shout out to the guy for coming in, getting his head down, working hard, and hopefully he gets more targets going forwards. I would just disregard that message, Liz. As Tim adds, Eagles, not too many on the D-line already. Don't need to have 6 on the line to get them all out there. That's how the best keep on getting better. Like, if Aaron Donald is genuinely around, bring him to Miami. Take him out of the NFC, bring him to the AFC. Before I leave, I'm just looking on Twitter, aka X, to see if there's anything. Let me know. I'm not seeing anything at the moment. Outside of Lionel Messi winning the Ballon d'Or, congratulations to him. And that the Dolphins are scheduled to arrive in France. Interesting. 9:22 a.m. So basically tomorrow morning. I'm not seeing much Dolphin. Dolphins were born in 17 minutes ago. There's a lot of Dolphins playing stuff, but this isn't here for that. We are here to talk about any trade stuff. Yeah, definitely should have kept Thomas Morstead, and then Bon Mati, that's how I pronounce her name, won the female Ballon d'Or. Well deserved. So before we shoot off, any more trade talk, any more rumors, anything? I think if I was Chris Greer, I would go. I'd probably prioritize left. If Finn is out for the season, I would prioritize left guard. If you're confident you're going to get him back, I would prioritize linebacker and then defensive line. That's just my opinion. Ding in the trenches says need a bigger back to use for bully ball teams. You need that in order to make runs no fly bodies hit the ground. It's all about line of scrimmage. And yes, it is. The Dolphins also had no issue running the ball and just leaving bodies on the ground when Devon A-Chan was in. But I also understand that obviously we had Connor Williams at center, and we haven't had him for a few games. It's interesting. The Dolphins, I guess their bigger back is Chris Brooks, who's out on IR at the moment. And you can't not want to have a Derrick Henry. I think for me, it's just the Titans are going to want a lot, and I'll be unwilling to pay that. I'm sure Charlie was listening to Going Kadeem. You'd take Derrick Henry. I think everyone's probably going Kadeem and take Derrick Henry, but I'm odd. Chris said nobody better than Henry towards the speed and then the wind emoji, and then Tim adds, or Tim said prior to be fair, needs to be the right price. Nearly anywhere should be looked at. Look at the running back stuff preseason, won't go above a price. Imagine defenses trying to defend what we already have on the field and stop the run by adding Henry and make the offense unstoppable. But that's why we're saying it was unstoppable with Devon A-Chan. Generally, my opinion, if Devon A-Chan is healthy, we aren't talking about Derrick Henry. Yes, he's again an excellent and great addition. But I think the plan is you get Devon A-Chan, have him on the field as much as possible. And I also think, shout out to Raheem Mostert, he runs angry. Like, he's not our big back, but he'll put someone in the dirt. And he also is really good at breaking tackles. To me, the run game issues isn't running back, it's Connor Williams not being at center. I think once you get him back, I'm hoping /think, as I said, the run game gets back to what we saw prior to his injury, with or without Devon A-Chan. Rob asked, that is one smart looking jacket you got there. Where is it from? It's a cat hair filled. It's a jumper / sweater, I guess. It's a 3/4 zip, if that makes any sense. I think I got this from. I've had this for years. One, either US or UK Fanatics. I'm gonna say US, but yeah, I don't wear it very often, but I really do enjoy it. As Tim says, love most. And yeah, so do I. I also think if the Dolphins are going to bring in a running back, they'll get younger. But we have this conversation all the time. The Dolphins love their running backs. And I also don't think the Dolphins want to switch to a primarily run-based offense, which you don't have to do if you bring in Henry, but you'd want to feature him. And I think with Derrick Henry join the Dolphins, of course he would. There's a chance of winning the ring. At the end of the day, that's all they want. Probably also wants to go to a team where he's the the prime. It's weird. This is why I miss Charlie, because I know Charlie's screaming, alongside LB and Bert. I know Sherwise, Steve. I know everyone listening is going, Kadeem, trade for Derrick Henry. And I'm not saying don't trade for him. I'm just saying the price has to be right. I'm not going all out to bring in Derrick Henry. I don't think Derrick Henry is the missing piece for this team. If I'm bringing in a running back, it's because I've already sorted out offensive line, linebacker, and defensive tackle. I think there's not that there's issues. I think there's other areas to address before bringing in a running back, especially when the Dolphins lack their running back room. Raheem Mostert, Jeff Wilson Jr., Devon Achan, Jeff Wilson Jr., and to a lesser extent Chris Brooks. I think they like what they have. If we saw it during the season at the start of the season, if they wanted a Henry, like they clearly wanted someone, Saquon Barkley, Josh Jacobs, to a lesser extent, Kareem Hunt, maybe Derrick Henry. They wanted something, but I think that's no longer the case. I think they are more than happy with what they have. But I would say that because Chris says a big back would help close out games, especially when it comes to the playoffs. Hopefully, we don't need to close out games that we need a Derrick Henry, but I understand what you're saying. Tim says, you see, they won the angry ones. You see, they won the angry ones every week. Most and Achan. Achan said he gets angry when people don't take shoes off when they come over and not using the quota for drinks. What a guy! So yeah, it's we've discussed it a lot in the comments. I genuinely appreciate that. Derrick Henry seems to be the consensus guy that people want to get. I understand, and I'm not saying don't get him. I'm just saying I think there are better resources to spend. Like I said, especially if Isaiah Wynn is out for the rest of the season. And I still think the Dolphins are missing the linebacker. Who that linebacker is, who knows? But I've been rambling for nearly an hour now. I am going to make some toast, despite the fact that it was 10:30. I'm going to make some toast. I'm going to get ready for bed. And I will catch everyone. Well, I'm seeing Charlie in like 24 hours. But I will catch everyone. I won't say on the flip side, but that's just, I'm not that person. Generally, guys, girls, every single person who has joined me on this live stream and kept me company for an hour, I really do appreciate it. Thank you so much. Love chatting to all of you guys. I can't thank you enough for keeping me going. The questions, the comments, the responses, really, really helpful. Thank you so much. I keep saying thank you, but I can't, say anything else. Everyone, enjoy the rest of your evenings. Again, keep commenting on trades, all that kind of stuff. Let's get the comments in the after video as well. Let's get that as much as possible. But yeah, we'll see what the Dolphins do. I don't think they do anything. I think it'll be a fairly quiet trade deadline. But we shall see. We shall see you in the next one. And anyone making the way to Germany early, have a safe flight. Anyone making the way to Germany towards the end of the week, have a safe flight. And if you are in Germany and you see me, 1, come and say hi. I don't bite. And 2, let me know beforehand and we can try and meet up somewhere, someplace, even before the game on the Saturday. Definitely before the game. I'm probably going to... Listen, if you're going to Germany, let me know. I shall see you soon. Take care, everyone. Peace.